Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. We're going to double check a quick couple of things here as the daily candlestick closes. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. Before we get started though, let's go ahead and jump into some back-end data, kind of see where we're at here, and just give us a heads up on the big picture. Because when we looked at this earlier today, there was less liquidation at this upper level. We see a lot more at about 116 now, so a lot of folks trying to short, some late shorts. But to quickly clarify, I mean 100 to 103 is still at lower liquidation level. So just be mindful that level could get swept at one point, but Solana is showing a lot of resilience, contrary to Bitcoin selling off and recovering quite nicely. So really cool to be able to see this here, of course, but just keep in mind it can be subject to sell-offs when Bitcoin pulls back too, because we saw that CPI data come out earlier today, and a lot of things happened with Bitcoin, and Solana is essentially correcting itself naturally. Okay, but this lower high, lower low pattern is still tentatively bearish, so we're going to talk about that as well. Okay? So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. Love to teach people to trade. Congrats to our community members here as well for some awesome trades here taken. More so recently, took a nice little 109% in a swing trade we took a couple weeks ago. Again, older trades still win, still take profit, folks. That's how it works. You got to always consider closing your positions so that way you're not left out in the rain. Okay. So what I want to look at here is the daily time frame. So we're going to talk about this. Earlier when we looked at this, we're above all moving averages. We're ascending positively with this ascending trend line here with the 20-day SMA. Okay, so being up over that 20 gives us confidence knowing that we're more so on the right side of the tracks. Same thing here as well. We're getting closer to 70, but still below it, giving us confirmation that we're in good shape. Increased money flow index here as well in the last 24 hours. This morning we were looking kind of shabby. Now we've increased, so a ton of money has flowed into this coin at the 105, 106 mark, upwards of about 110. Now, of course, depends on how far back you look, but generally speaking, we are looking at, it was 108 to 110 is the range there. Okay, so again, a lot of accumulation in that zone, giving us more confidence in going long versus short. Okay, so the daily time frame is still looking good. There's no way around it. It'll probably still look good even if the price pulls back quite significantly. So the long story short here is on the the 4-hour time frame, we can see, of course, we're establishing higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so we've got our higher highs here, higher lows here. It's a very positive sign, extremely beneficial and or bullish, you could say, honestly. We're still up over the 20-day SMA. We didn't lose that. So far, so good. We can also confirm that money flow index is pivoting. Stochastic RSI is trying to swing upwards, and traditional RSI hanging out there right about 60. And then the same thing with MACD here. Hasn't fully diverged yet. So again, we could have an MACD FU on our hands. Okay, now that's not an official term. It's just something I like to use because it describes how, how trading can be sometimes. It's like a big old middle finger in your face. And that's what the MACD does too. It's supposed to shift that momentum, and it didn't. Okay, so that attempt to bring the price down didn't work. But once more, again, all the more reason why you wait for a full convergence before you take a trade than one that is forming. Okay. Either way you look at it, I'm glad you heeded my advice earlier today because I did technically, clarify that we want to wait because of a few things. But the main reason why I said wait ultimately is this confirming factor here on the hourly. In other words, the Ichimoku cloud, we never broke fully below it, and the lagging span never truly broke, out to the downside. It's still continuing to rise. Now, it could very well peak out here, and that would be fine, because the truth is, conversion line is still below the baseline, so that's still somewhat of a bearish sign. But we can also confirm that we're still above the cloud, and nothing has shifted adversely yet, and maintaining a level of 110.50 or higher, which I mentioned is extremely important, right? So we got this here, previous high, working as a tentative new low, okay? So again, at this point, we could very well see the price continue higher, but we do want to be paying attention to this descending trend line, which we'll just go ahead and draw that out on the charts here, and just kind of, pay attention to this little level here that's forming, okay? Now, this isn't like an exact, breakout type of scenario here. You could speculate it's all sorts of different patterns, but me personally, I try to avoid looking into patterns too much. Some people will sit there on the 5-minute, the 15-minute chart, the 30-minute chart, and try to find the best, double top, double bottom, inverse head and shoulders and all that stuff. Sometimes that stuff doesn't matter. Those do have a success rate, don't get me wrong, but if all this stuff here is telling us it's fairly bearish, none of that really matters. It just adds a confirming factor, right? But we can summarize here that we're bullish on the daily. 4-hour time frame has since shifted gears from bearish to, I guess you could say, in between, or kind of right in that middle ground. And the hourly is also transitioning too. So what do you do when that happens? Well, you typically wait for confirmation. And to me, a confirmation would be establishing higher high of 115 or higher. Of course, that's what we're looking for. Beggars can't be choosers though. And then ultimately, I would say maintaining above 110 for the next 24 to 48 hours leading into the weekend would be also equally as important. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, I have to wait until the weekend to take a trade? No, that's not what I'm saying. But if you do, there's nothing wrong with that either, right? I don't know. I don't understand the addiction that people have to constantly trying to find a position and have to be in the market 24/7. Literally, if you're not making money, you're not losing money either. You got to understand that there's a mentality thing, and I think a lot of folks are a little off balance with that. Okay, again, me being a little conservative, of course, easy for me to say, but I'm not a risk it for the biscuit kind of guy. So what do I know? Anyways, I hope you learned something here today. That's the whole concept. You want to become a better trader, I would recommend using Bitget as well for novel exchange. No KYC or VPN required. They have trailing stop losses, multiple profit targets. We have instructions on our Discord if you're curious. It's kind of helpful just to kind of get you familiar with how everything works. But generally speaking, phenomenal exchange. Highly recommend them. They're adding 200 trading pairs at the end of the month here, as well as more important, they're just consistently growing and making sure we offer trading competitions to our community. You have to use my link to register, but really easy to do so. Either way, hope you find benefit. Look forward to work with you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you next one. Take care.